You control your destiny. Right now, you get hot, win your last 3 or 4 games, you're in.
This is Taylor. Who else? Man of the moment for Notre Dame, right on the doorstep. His 18th goal, 16 goals, 26 shots in his last 3+ games, Quint.
Denver, Colorado. He takes a beating. He's strong. Look at him leaning in. He's double teamed. Big deal. So what? Look at him. Generating contact through his hips and his shoulder.
To Egan. Gray, hesitation. There's the double. Notre Dame's defense. And Gray, what a feed! Eyes in the back of his head to Lance Tillman. It looked like a decoy. It looked like he was resetting, and he finds Lance Tillman all alone on the crease.
How about this pass from Gray? Eyes always up, the spatial awareness.
Not shooting it well. 2 for 13 for UNC. Notre Dame 2 for 15. Tillman to Gray. Gets by Hallenbeck, and Chris Gray gives North Carolina its first lead of the game.
Not your typical man-up goal. Interesting that Hallenbeck, who's normally a defensive midfielder, is given a long pole on this group when the foul is committed against the defender, Arden Cohen. But Gray uses the over-aggressive approach by Hallenbeck against him. So if you...
Boys, 5th-year senior, out of Kansas City, down the alley. Carolina defensively does not have an answer. Taylor on the door.
Beautiful offside save, and then the team offense.
First half combined. Dobson, trail check coming, gets it over to McCann. Unsettled chance for the Irish. McCann all the way over to Chris Kavanaugh. Beats Krieg off that left shoulder, and Notre Dame retakes the lead.
This is a masterful shot. A beautiful clear. It starts with Enneman. Arden Cohen does the work on the rebound, and here comes McCann. Watch Krieg just cheat a little off the inside post. Most of the time, the shooter here is going to try to work it to the far post. And you see Krieg dealing with the sun. They're slow to double team McCann, 15 in white, as if to say, yeah, beat us and score unassisted.
Dobson, there's the midfielder, flag down. And the big sophomore out of Florida gives the Irish a 2-goal lead, the biggest lead by any team tonight.
This is going to be an and one. The lefty running downhill to pay dirt. Double team is late, and the hit is after he releases the ball, like a quarterback in the pocket upon release.
Plenty of time on the extra man. Kavanaugh brothers play catch. Dobson clicks and scores! A little fire from Fleming Island, and the Irish extend their largest lead at 6-3.
Back-to-backers from Dobson, showcasing the variety of skills that the sophomore from Florida has. Flamethrower from about 16 yards. You could tell he felt disrespected. The defense, too soft.
Myra behind the cage. Here's Chris Kavanaugh. Swims inside. He shoots and scores. Second goal for Chris Kavanaugh. He or his brother Pat have had a hand in 6 of the 7 Notre Dame goals.
Huge. Absolutely huge. Entenmann draws the foul. Notre Dame operating with patience, knowing that they've got a flag down, and look at the fearless flying of Kavanaugh. Plants, hockey stops, protects his stick with his shoulders, elbows, gets to the inside, and he's willing to get dirty. Look at that effort.
Dobson a couple of goals to open this third quarter. Jacobois, nothing inside. Dobson launches and scores! A third quarter hat trick, and that was an absolute Hadouken.
You're going to have to adjust your yardage of the perimeter defense, because Dobson is just zone busting from 16 yards. Coach Bresci and Carolina go to the timeout. Here's Dobson again planting his feet.
Now Pat Cavanaugh, 3 assists today. Over to Taylor. Feeding in front, Chris Cavanaugh gets clobbered. Flag down against UNC.
I think the goal's going to count.
Goal may count here.
This is a really weird play, the way this happened.
We'll get the explanation momentarily.
Chris Cavanaugh is taken down with a cross check. But the ball, it's a continuation flag down, and Taylor actually catches it and flips it past the goalie. This kid's unbelievable, 13 and white. But look at Cavanaugh, he's decapitated. That should be at least a minute, if not 2. 1 Fogo from now until Memorial Day.
Georgetown's a great example. Riley got hurt in the quarterfinal against Virginia last year, and that game totally went off the rails.
And yet now they have no plan B in place. You had a blowout against Loyola the other night.
Eric Dobson with his 4th goal of this second half. And Notre Dame extends to a 7-goal lead.
You feel for goalie Colin Krieg, who's fought the tough battle this year. Early in the year, Carolina's defense was so inexperienced. He saw a lot of rubber, and he has done his job. Once again, Dobson gets to the middle of the field where the goal is biggest and doesn't pay the price. You know what, Solomon and Kelly, you're playing midfield this week. Like, coaches have to always be open to change for the better.
There comes Nick Harris, accelerates, scores, dagger. First goal of the season. He had 3 last year. The junior from Dublin, Ohio. Notre Dame with 9 unanswered, and they've blown it open.
Double 7s, head on a swivel, taking it to the house. Fans here loving it. This game was tied at 3 apiece.
Said, hey, what do you think you need to do to get into this NCAA tournament? His Angrick shot is blocked. He was candid. He said, we need to win out. He's been around long enough, 30-plus years at the helm, 34 to be exact. He knows the weight RPI has in that selection room as Carolina finally gets on the board here in the second half. Cooper Frankenheimer in transition. It's the first goal for UNC since the 10:59 mark of the second quarter.
Nice looking transition goal. Frankenheimer finishes, the freshman, there we go. And then there's 8 at-large selections.
Maryland right now is the consensus #1 as Angrick makes it 12-4. Lance Tillman, low corner, 12-5.
I think defensive coordinators are going to have to reinvestigate some of the concepts with man-down defense because the yardage has changed. He has done today.
You want a great goalie. We saw 2 tonight, but Liam Entenmann stood on his head. Both teams came into this one with their season on the line, looking to stay alive. This was Survivor. This was an eliminator. Liam Entenmann slammed the door. 14 saves, only 5 goals allowed. The Irish at Syracuse next week.